of sewing is a skill that has been conducted for hundreds of years, and due to the progression of factories, machines, and polyester fibers, our mass-produced clothing is much more abundant and cheaper. However, the art of sewing that is practiced by very few today is fun and practical, but also very, very expensive. So today I will be showing you 6 ways that you can save money as a seamstress. If you're looking for affordable solutions, or if you are a beginner, then these are some tips for you. Sewing with bedsheets is a wonderful way to save money, and they are great for mock-ups and even for projects. So you can usually find bedsheets at thrift stores, or like me, if you want, you can request them from your neighbors via Facebook, because many of my neighbors were so gracious and kind as to provide me with some old bedsheets that I can repurpose and recycle. And what's good about this is normally you can actually find a lot of natural fibers, because most bedsheets are made out of cotton or linen. Actually, a lot of them can be poly-cotton blends, but I was actually lucky enough to find a 100% combed Egyptian cotton bedsheet, which I plan to be making a chemise out of. Next on our list, we have serger thread. So, when you're sewing, you'll find that large amounts of thread can be very essential, and serger thread is great because it's there is lots of it, and it usually costs about $3 a spool, and they contain about 3,000 yards of thread. And so I just started using serger thread, and it's really, really nice. The only downside is that there isn't a lot of color options, so if you're looking for a specific color, then they probably won't have it. But it is fantastic for gathering ruffles or finishing hems, and I just attached it to my sewing machine just upside down because it works perfectly fine that way. It's fun. So this is venue fabric. And what I mean by venue fabric is at weddings, people will usually decorate by draping organza, and organza can cost usually around $5 to $10 a yard. But if you buy it for a venue, it can cost less than $1 a yard. And so I usually tend to need copious amounts of organza. I can save money on my organza by purchasing it from venue suppliers, and I recommend that you check the reviews. You have to be very careful because some of the fabric is very, very cheap, as in the quality is pretty cheap. So always read the reviews and make sure that you're getting what you want. Another downside is it's usually synthetic fabric, so it's usually polyester. This fabric is 280 yards of material, which I will be using for my Cinderella ball gown, and this would normally cost over $1,000, but I got it for $228, and that's less than $1 a yard. Our fourth item is tacky glue. Tacky glue is a great alternative to fabric glue. It dries clear most of the time. It's flexible and very strong. This bottle was about $3 to $5, and it is still quite full after using it to glue on 100 yards of sequin ribbon when I made my jasmine dress. Let's see. It is water soluble, so you can't wash it, but then again, you probably shouldn't be throwing your expensive, your really nice ball gowns into the wash anyway. So yeah. I guess it's also good that it's washable, so if you mess up, you can just wash it off with a washcloth. It's really, really easy and a very good affordable alternative to fabric glue. Number 5, let's talk patterns. So wrapping a pattern, you're going to need large amounts of paper, and wrapping paper is great for beginners and in general. It's large and it's cheap. You can usually find it at the dollar store, and I actually don't have any with me right now, so I just brought some old patterns as a demonstration. But yes, wrapping paper is a very great alternative as well. Alright, now this next list is a list of good investments I think you should make if you are a seamstress. And Yet, here are some things that are very essential.
Alright, first off we have our sewing machine, and this one seems pretty obvious, but I specifically wanted to talk about old Berninas. You can usually find them on eBay. I got mine from a neighbor, and we got it for $20, but I mean we did have to take it to Dave's Bernina and have some maintenance because it is over 100 years old and needed a little bit of help. But the good thing about these machines is they are made of metal. I don't know why modern machines are made out of plastic, probably because it's easier to make them that way, but I just have no liking for them because they break easy, because plastic is stronger than metal. So, I mean, that is not what I meant to say. I mean, metal is stronger than plastic, and I would definitely recommend that you get a metal sewing machine, because that is going to last you a very long time.
This is Frankie. She is my dress form, and she is currently featuring my Elsa dress project, which I have yet to finish. But a dress form is a must-need, it's an essential sewing instrument, because you want something to drape on or sew. If you only sew like pillowcases and curtains, then you probably won't need one, but if you are planning on making lots of pretty dresses, I would definitely recommend that you get a dress form. You may have seen my previous video in which I showed you how to make a dress form, and so I made this one, and it is so good. I am so glad that I made it. So this is a really bad shot. Sewing space. It's also essential because you need a place to cut your fabric, you need a place to store your fabric and your tools and everything. So I would definitely recommend that you have a place to sew. So definitely have like a little corner or a studio or something. This is my little corner of the room. It is where I keep all my chaos. Thank you.
Alright, next we have garment bags. I think I paid like $20 and I got 6 of them, so these are gown bags, so they're quite big, and I use these to store all my really nice dresses. Like, there's Jasmine, I actually didn't make this one, and then I have Belle in here. Sorry about that. Obviously you can't see it very well because it is kind of a foggy plastic, but yes, these are very handy, and they are a really good way to store your really nice projects. So I would definitely recommend that you get some garment bags or a costume rack, or if you have like a bunch of mannequins lying around, that might work too, but these are another must-have. And very lastly, I would like to address some very essential tools that you should definitely have in your sewing space. You're going to need an iron, a really good pair of sewing scissors, or at least 2. I have 2 pairs of sewing scissors, but they are the best. And lots of pins. You'll definitely need a lot of pins if you like to sew really big dresses like I do. And then you're just going to need your essential measuring tools like ruler for scaling up patterns, measuring tape, and I don't have a French curve, but I would really like to get one. I would definitely recommend that you get a French curve for drafting patterns. And maybe a compass. I use my compass a lot. So just make sure that you have these essential tools. They are very great.
Well, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope this was definitely helpful, and I hope you learned something. And if you
If you are thinking about starting a sewing hobby and my camera is falling, just have fun and thank you, and I'm sorry about this. Goodbye, I guess. Struggle is real. Oh my gosh, why is it tilting? Stop it. Stop tilting. No. Gotta flip my notes around here so I can read it.